right, early impressions for Ghost of Yōtei Legend modes are finally starting to surface, and fans are already asking a huge question. Is it actually better than Tsushima's Legend mode? Because let's be honest, the original Ghost of Tsushima Legends completely surprised people. It turned a single player samurai game into one of the most fun and beloved co op experience PlayStation at the time or ever, or even for a number of years. So now the pressure is on because Ghost of Yotei is bringing Legends back. It can't just be good, it has to be better, it has to be great.
I'm not entertained.
So here's what early impressions are saying so far. Ghost of Yotei Legend modes looks like it's expanding on the co-op formula with new enemies, deeper character abilities, and bigger mission structures designed for team play. But the big debate right now is whether these changes actually evolve the mode or if it's just more of the same. Because Tsushima's Legends mode set a really high bar for multiplayer in a single player franchise. So the real question is, can Ghost of Yotei make Legends modes feel fresh again? Or is it chasing the magic of the original? Listen, I'm gonna answer that real quick. It's definitely chasing the magic of the original. I was a very infatuated, I stated this in past videos earlier. If you don't know, you know. If you're been listening to the show since it came out, I am very much was a lover, a beloved. Ghost of Tsushima Legends modes could do no wrong. It was perfect. And I played it 5 years after it launched, and 5 years after it said, hey, we ain't giving no more updates, even though I was like, bruh, I will pay you money if you gave updates. And they was just like, nah, we out. That was very disheartening, and I was very heartbroken too. But I definitely do feel like it's chasing the magic of the original one. But let me just say, if you're someone who played the original for years, this is a different experience. It is different. Now, is it good different or not? You know, that's for the individual to make on their own. Personally, if I had to pick which one would I prefer over the other, I'm definitely picking the original Legend mode over this. I feel like a lot of stuff is convoluted. They did too much in certain areas, and then in others I was kind of like, you could have did more. I don't know. I don't always think adding stuff is beneficial for the game. Hey, some people like fresh shit and shit they didn't expect, and completely opposite of what the experience they had the first go around. Listen, now me saying I prefer the original one over this is not to say that this isn't a fun experience at sometimes, that I didn't enjoy playing this at times. Yeah, I talked to my cousin initially, and then I was like, no. Let me not be so hard on the game. Let me give it some more time, give it some more time. Let me not be have a knee-jerk reaction just off a few playthroughs. Let me play it some more. So I played it all today while I was waiting on my cousin to get off work. Did start to have a better experience as I played on. But anyway, I'm just going to go through a few scenes that I wanted to point out because it's very different from the first one. So this scene, when you got into Legends mode, it was very simplistic, very like, hey, pick this, go here, pick your little weapons, and bada boom, bada bam, you're in the game. This, you have a whole interactive solo like arena. So you see off of the distance, you see the Torii Gate, and to the right you can modify your character. That's why it's got the samurai, the archer, the assassin logos in the little banner. And then to the left is like where you confirm unlocks of cosmetics. This is very convoluted. This is why I say it's convoluted. I don't think this little arena where you can walk around is beneficial to the game. Now behind it, this is how it starts. This is behind you. This is a whole training area where you can practice on defense, offense, certain things to get acclimated with the game. I do like the training area. Don't get me wrong, but that could have been just like a little tab. Like I didn't need to run to it, and like this whole maybe if this was like something like Arc Raiders where you can like have a whole little area you can walk up to other people. Maybe it was something like that. I can understand, but it just feels very empty. Like I'm like, okay, but like that's cool, but like you could have just kept it how it was. Now some people might love this. I'm not really a fan. All right, so now after after you go straight to that little Torii gate that you see in the middle of this banner, this is when you get the menu options: quick play, campaign, survival, raid. Now this is the quick play. You know, if you played the original, this is when shit starts looking very familiar. Okay, cool. This is the campaign. You know, these are the missions. The whole Legends mode is really based off the single player experience. The spider, the Oni, the Kitsune, the spider. If you play the single player experience, you know all those characters. You know, they're part of the Yotei 6 and blah 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 blah. So campaign missions, I haven't started it because my cousin did not get off in time before the show, so we couldn't play. But yeah, that's the campaign. This is survival. You got the, you know, once again, the little main people from the Yotei 6. Different fighting arenas. They have their strengths, they have their weaknesses. Some of these maps you will feel like, oh, this kind of reminds me of that one map on in Ghost of Tsushima. Like, oh yeah, this is like it looks like the birth. You know, they kept certain elements the same. Like there's a snow map. If you know Bloods in the Snow, Bloods in the Leaves, wherever that one map was. You know, there's certain contrasts between the original Legend modes and this Legend modes map modes and the raids. So the raids are coming soon. They're not active. Not really sure when that's going to come or what that's going to entail. But yeah, the raid tab is locked. And so once you start a match, you come into this little, once again, little interactive area, and you run towards the Torii gate in the back. Now, this little interactive scene or moment gives you a last chance to modify your character. Now, what I do like, hey, you can have a team full of samurai. You don't have to have, you're not bound to having each, you know, class type in the mode. You can have, I had a match where it was like 3 samurai, 1 archer. Like it was fucking totally, and mind you, it was a totally different experience when you have multiple samurai. And then, you know, so it's funny that they was like, oh, you know, whatever you want of the same characters you want to do, hey, that's on you. So yeah, this is a little interactive. Once you pass these little floaty rocks, it starts a 30-second countdown. So whoever is fucking changing their class at the last second. But like, this could have been done, like, bro, do this before we start the match. I don't like this whole area. Like, motherfucking, you pick your class, you change your class, you modify your class before you jump into this. Like, why have a 30-second countdown area? I personally do not like that. Like, this is delaying my experience of me playing on the game. Like, bruh, pick your shit up front before you get to this point. So I don't really like that. I think they need to kind of do away with this, but you could disagree with me, and that's totally fine. And so this is the screen you come to when you see, once you complete a mission or survival mode. Like you see, I completed 12 out of 12 waves, and it shows you all of your loot basically, and you know, your rank at the bottom and blase blase. This is very different than the original. The original, yeah, it'll tell you, I think it did tell you your loot, but then you can see your stats for the match. You can't see your stats when you in the mode, or if you fail the mode, or if you pass the mode. It doesn't show you your stats. It just shows you your loot. And you have to come back to this interactive area and click this little floaty note to see your previous mission stats. Now, maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Maybe there is a tab over somewhere in here, but from the looks of it, it is not. You have to come to this little floaty note in this interactive area to see your stats. I don't like that. Don't like that. Like, there's no need for this floaty map. Just show me my motherfucking stats when I beat the fucking thing. I'm not gonna always remember and then too, like, why? Why waste my time to go to this floaty map to see my fucking numbers? Just show me my numbers when I fucking complete the shit. Even pass or fail, show me my fucking numbers. Yeah, so these are some main scenes that I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to point out. You know, some things look familiar. It's just interactive. It's really this interactive area. I don't like it. I like the training area is cool, but that could have been a tab. Like, you know, the whole you just seeing your loot seems like, what the fuck? Show me my motherfucking stats. Like, yeah, those were some main points I wanted to point out about the Legends mode. Like I said, I was very hard on it, and I talked to my cousin initially, and I was like, yo, you gotta play it so I can kind of self-correct if I'm being too hard on on it. Now, some people are going to say, hey, this is completely free. Okay, but the first one was, and it was fucking great. It was fucking chef's kiss, and it was fucking fabulous. You built the expectation. That is on you. It is not my place to come dumb myself down after you get given me such a well established experience the first time around, and you come back to the well and you don't do it as good or even better than the first time. So that's not on me. I'm not going to dumb down my expectations. Now, you can say, hey, your expectations are too high. I don't think having an expectation of saying, hey, all this interactive area is unnecessary. Like, get me into the game as quick as possible. That's not outrageous. Let me say, for the gameplay, the actual mechanics of fighting, if you played the first one, it's just a different experience. Listen, and I say the word convoluted because the single player with the multiple weapons that the bitch had, Atsu, like, how do I phrase this and not shit on the game? It was just, it's convoluted, okay? So many weapons. Like, adding shit is not always fucking good. And I give fucking the nod to Tsushima because it has this simple, systematic fucking gameplay that I like. Now, people can say, oh, well, this gameplay, because there's so many different variations of fighting style, you need to have a strategy. You need to have a strategy. There's no more dumb fucking swinging a sword and blah, 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 blah in this Legends mode. And I'm like, it's an online experience. You're fighting waves on top of waves on top of waves. I don't need to be like, oh, I need to switch to my fucking third set of fucking weapons to hit this fucking combo to make it past this fucking enemy that has this certain weapon. That's just not an enjoyable experience. Now, I'm playing a samurai. Samurai is supposed to be a tank. Listen, when you start off the game, you get touched. You get your shit pushed in. Motherfucking hit you once, you barely survive it. And he hit you a second time, you're out. You're down. You get hit twice while you in bronze and while you're trying to learn a game, you are down. It's so fucking annoying. And yes, ability to add to your health and all that comes as you play the fucking game, but that's fucking annoying when you start off. You have to be really, really conscious of what you're doing with which enemy. Now, as a samurai, you have the benefit of being able to unlock all the weapons that Atsu had. So you can fight any fucking enemy type and line up your weapon with their weapon. So you can, not be fucking hitting a motherfucker a million times to get one hit because he has a certain weapon, you have a certain weapon. Yeah, like the whole strategy and what people are pumping up. And I'm like, dude, but you're playing survival. You're going through 20 waves. Like, I don't want to always worry about what weapon I have. Like, yo, give me what was the sword that you could battle any fucking stand or any type of enemy? Like, give me that. And maybe I will get, something to that sword and I won't have to be worrying about which weapon with which enemy type. But from the looks of it, you have to be conscious of what you're using and how you're fighting which enemy with which weapon. So that's kind of like my initial thoughts. But I will say, if you like the first one and you love the first one, it's going to take you time to get adjusted. And really, even if you play, unless you play the single player nonstop, you haven't had a long time since you beat Ghost of Yōtei and now you're coming back to Legends mode, baby, it's an adjustment. It just is. Because I beat Ghost of Yōtei months ago. So now I forgot how to fucking play. So the switching of weapons and which weapon really goes with which enemy that's holding which weapon. I still be like, okay, what the fuck? Which weapon do I need to do? But it's a little convoluted. The UI is a little convoluted. And I talked to my cousin about this. I was like, listen, the makers of Marathon is for PlayStation. The makers of this and Sucker Punch is for PlayStation. Both of these games having convoluted looking ass menus it's a very large coincidence. And then some of the visuals and cosmetics, don't get me wrong, the colors are not all in your face and the contrast, but little similarities. I see PlayStation has a little same even between different titles. And these are different studios. I'm not going to say they shared developers or makers, but there's certain things that I'd be like, is this a Sony dictatorship? Because why just convolute the UI like they did with this interactive map area? And it's just you by yourself. So honestly, I would have just kept the simplicity of the first one with the selections and how you get in the game and all that. I don't know. But listen, this is something different. I will give them that. It's a completely different experience from the first one. Right now, my impressions, the first one is better. I'm not going to say I haven't had fun moments, fun times. I am still trying to get my bearings, even after playing 30 survival matches. I still haven't moved up to silver yet. I still haven't played the 2-player co-op mission modes. We're gonna do that later, so I'll get some footage up on the channel. It takes a minute. You're gonna struggle up front unless you've been playing Ghost of Yōtei this entire time. So I don't know if my cousin have anything to add on top of that. I know you did the tutorial. What did you think about the tutorial section? Did you like it? Did you not like it? How did you think about it?
Me personally, there's something off with it. I couldn't put my finger. I couldn't put my finger on it, but I was like, while I was playing, and I was like, maybe it's because I just ain't played this shit in so long. Like something is off. You had talked about the character design and the yellow eye thing and how Marathon has that. I get you saying, but I'm like, those are two totally different studios. Why would they share anything on this? But I mean, you were kind of on the nose with it, but all I did was a tutorial. I didn't have a chance to, get deep into it, life be lifing. I'm more than willing to try it out, try to give more attention into it. I think they kind of more from surface value. It seems like they try to do and add a lot more. You got your 3 chapters of whatever, and the incursion and everything. It seems like, they were really wanting to do more in a sense with it, but at the same time, I want to ask myself, like, how much of this are you all going to commit to this, to enjoying in a sense? Because I don't know if I'm wrong or remembering wrongly. The first one didn't get supported that long. And I know that was one thing that used to really bother me. They kind of put it out and I was like, all right, here you go, bye.
Yeah.
And a lot of glitches or issues with it. People were like, yo, what the fuck?
And they
just never.
Yeah, the last update pissed a lot of people and they never just like, hey, we're gonna undo it since it pissed off so many people. No, they just dipped. Like, fuck you for that.
Yeah. A lot of people were just like, I like even me, and I'll admit this, I do have a lot of high expectations of a lot of things. I'm like, how I get let down so much? But I expected another raid. I expected more support, more content. And it was like, yeah, we just make this mode and got this. It's like, yo. So I'm optimistic. I'm also kind of just like, hey, I'll wait and see. But from the little bit, that I have seen, I'm like, okay,
it's definitely
okay, but different. Something is off. Something is different. I don't know what it is. Something is off, and a piece of me is just like, why? But we will definitely give a more hands-on impression and come back to this later on.
Yeah, because we're gonna do the co-op missions. I mean, at minimum, we'll go through all of that for sure. And so that's kind of my impressions. It's very, very, very different. It's gonna take you quite a long time to get accustomed to the fight style and quote unquote the whole strategy fighting thing. I don't know who fucking just ran rampant on Twitter. I was like, oh, you need strategy. You just can't go swinging a sword. Like, bro, you spinning waves on top of waves on top of waves. I don't want to be doing that much thinking. Like Legends mode, it was so secondhand nature because it was so simplistic. And then people was riding the fucking dick of this game talking about, oh, look at all the cosmetics. Now, I know there's some grinders people of cosmetics. You will grind a fucking game out to unlock all this cosmetics. But when I saw the list, I'm like, I'm not doing all that. I'm not going to unlock all this cosmetic shit. It's just too much. And I think people get misconstrued with thinking because you added all this bullshit, you added all these distractions over here, that distracts from this over here. Like, no, I don't give a fuck about cosmetics at the end of the day. That's why I don't spend microtransactions on cosmetics on any motherfucking game, even Arc Raiders. Anyway, listen, this is just an impression. We'll probably, like I said, we're gonna be releasing content as we play the game, and I'll release some survival shit just so people can see what the fuck I'm talking about. If you haven't bought this game and you don't have Legends mode or whatever, but definitely let us know how you feel and what you think. And Ghost of Yōtei Legends modes live up to the Ghost of Tsushima Legends mode. Let us know what you think in the comments down below.
And that's it for this video. of Are You Not Entertained podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll never miss our next hot take. Until next time, Are You Not Entertained?